and we do have some fights to get to. Let's talk about this Tyson Fury card, Foo. God damn. I'm so upset by this, man. Like, I am livid, okay, that we have to watch a Tyson Fury Tom Schwarz fight. Santiago saying Blog Talk is not working either. All right, so if Blog Talk's not working, guys, call in via Skype, Mixed Combat Radio. I think Blog Talk has been working for like the last few days. Sorry about that. But Rob, how you doing, man? You back?
I don't know. Am I? You tell me.
Yeah, you sound bad.
I sound exactly the same as I did.
Yeah, but again, it wasn't like a sustaining issue. It was like every once in a while. But digressing. Fury Schwarz, the fight of the century. In some parallel universe where Schwarz is actually like an elite guy and not some guy off the street, that his most notable fight was against Gashi. And Gashi is only known for losing every round to Chisora, like last year or whatever. Like, I so don't care about this fight. And the picture of them doing like the Charlie's Angel pose at either the weigh-in or the press conference, like that really sent me over the hill with this shit. Like, don't give me bullshit. B, don't sell me a bad product. And then on top of that, don't be corny selling it. Like, that just like, that makes it so much more of like a spiteful, like, oh, this is garbage, but you guys are going to watch it. And of course, I'm going to watch it because I'm a degenerate. I have to watch it. Plus, I get paid to talk about boxing. And honestly, I like the Sullivan Brer Jesse Hart fight. I think that's a decent matchup. It's a crossroads fight, and it makes sense for both guys. It's competitive. But Fury Schwarz, we could actually see a Tyson Fury walk down Tom Schwarz and beat him up. That's how bad Tom Schwarz is. Okay? He should never be involved with any high-level boxer ever. Period. End of story. And the fact that it's now a main event on ESPN Plus, a subscription that I pay for, fuck off. Seriously, fuck off. Top Rank, you have had an entire year of bad matchups. An entire year. The only good matchup on the docket, honestly, other than maybe like Loma Campbell, is what? Ramirez Hooker. Right? Like, that's the really only good Top Rank matchup. And both fights only involved a single Top Rank fighter. An in-house Top Rank event is trash all the time now. I'm tired of it. Like, it needs to get better, because at some point I'm tired of Bob Arum getting in front of the media, high ass shit off of that Vegas weed, and saying something to the effect that, oh, Fury Schwarz is going to deliver more subscribers to ESPN Plus than the UFC. Stop. No one wants to hear that, Bob.
Crawford Khan's going to do 1 million pay-per-views.
Bob Arum has spent the last 60 years saying outlandish, crazy shit with zero accountability, and now he's a senile old man doing it, and it's annoying. When it probably always was, and I just wasn't alive during the 60s and 70s, so, like, I didn't know. But, fuck, God. So fucking annoying. And Leonard, I know, like, Hooker Ramirez is on his own, but it's still a co-promoted Top-Rank fight. So I'm still giving them some like half credit for that matchup, regardless of it being on ESPN. I'm talking about Top Rank specifically here, and that could be separated from ESPN as a network. Because for example, like I don't mind the Warrington Galahad fight. That's a good fight. That's a Frank Warren card to me. That's not a Top Rank card. I know Top Rank facilitated the deal with ESPN and all that shit, so Top Rank's name is probably attached to it somehow. But that's a Frank Warren card. So that's a decent matchup. I'm okay with that. I'm okay with international cards overseas that are on the streaming app that I wouldn't see otherwise, like the two Maloney brothers from Australia fighting on ESPN Plus this weekend as well. I love seeing that. Give me that. Don't give me Fury Schwarz prime time in the U.S. Don't. Not worth my time. Phil. Sorry, Rob. Rob, you want to jump in?
Yeah, I was going to say, imagine have to pay pay-per-view for it.
Oh, that's right. Oh, my God.
Come on, guys. It's normal.
Oh, dear. Unbelievable. I'm not paying for it. I'm not interested in it. Schwarz is the same guy that looked like he didn't even want to fight Gashi. Gashi got all rough and getting in his face and was pushing him back. Gashi's like fucking 5'5" or some shit, and he was pushing Schwarz back. So I don't know. I'm not. Tyson Fury, in my opinion, could get a wilder highlight reel knockout in this fight. Can you imagine?
Or he won't, and he'll just dance around the ring and
look silly,
do boring shit, and it'll be like a nightmare, like 12 rounds of just boredom.
We could see No Mas Fury. This could be the new No Mas Chenko, the heavyweight version. He could make the guy quit like Safari did.
Please
But
no.
This is I'm not bothered by this card at all. If anything, I'd rather be happy to tune in for Barrera and Jesse Hart, even though that's got an asterisk over it for me. Michaela Mayer.
Well, it's not really an asterisk. It's just not let's say, a fight that's going to lead to a champion in the division. You know what I mean? But like, it's a competitive fight between two top 15 guys.
Wow.
I'm okay with watching those.
Top 15 in different divisions, maybe.
True, yeah. But I think Jesse Hart's probably going to beat Barrera in this matchup and establish himself as probably a top 10 guy or top 15 guy at light heavyweight.
Wait, you're picking Jesse Hart?
Yeah.
All right.
Are you picking Barrera?
Yeah, probably would. Yeah.
Oh. Let's see what Gary picks.
Oh God, it'll be a draw. Even though Barrera's kind of been saying, he's looking at retirement soon and things like that, or calling it a day. But this card's not of any interest to me really. I'm sure we'll see Instagram and Twitter posts about it, but this isn't got me OMG, I am so excited. It's none of that.
Whoa, that was heavy Tyson Fury. That was like the 350 plus pound smoking, doing cocaine Tyson Fury right there.
That was the exact point in when he made that soundbite.
Hold on, let's compare it. Hold on. I have it right here.
OMG, I am so excited.
Do yours again.
OMG, I am so. That's a bit of Bob Arum in there.
There's too much cigarettes in there. You know what I mean? Like, there's too much tobacco smoking in that one. But Fu, your thoughts? Fury, Schwarz. I mean, you kind of said some things about it, but floor is yours, man. Rant.
Man, I feel like I'm just
on the
gonna
fence.
be the guy on the show that like everyone knows just hates heavyweight boxing, but like it's a shit matchup. Fury said something like, "I hope he chins me 3 or 4 times." Like really, like he thinks this guy is gonna be able to put some gloves on him. I just don't see. Like Fury to me he's just kind of like a joke. He's a great boxer. I don't mean that. If you're in the chat, it's not a matter of like Fury not being. He's the most talented boxer at heavyweight. Period. No questions asked.
Hold on, Fu. You went from that energy to, oh no, Fury is amazing TV.
No, what I mean is he's a clown. Like he just likes to be goofy all the time, even with like the Charlie Angels like pose, and when he picked the other guy up and was like carrying him around on stage, and that stuff to me is just like, I don't want to see that. If you're boxing someone, I want to see there be tension. You're about to go to war with this person. Like have.
Tension again?
Like, I don't want
Tension Nasukawa? That'd be a fun fight.
Yeah, there we go. But just a goofy guy troll that just is constantly just saying stupid shit about being the lineal champion and you got to beat him to be number 1. And it wears on me, where I just want to see him be more serious, get into a real mix of good fights, and for the heavyweight division to stop being such, like, obviously Ruiz like proved that we all thought that was a joke fight. He put it together, beat Joshua. Schwarz could do the same thing. Who knows? I just don't think that'll happen. I don't think Ortiz will beat Wilder, and I think that these fights just slow down like that momentum that we all felt like we were getting in this division.
I will push back slightly.
You know?
I don't think anyone was really making, at least in this space, like not necessarily MCR space, but just like in the actual boxing bubble, was really making 1-to-1 comparisons of AJ Ruiz and Fury Schwarz.
No,
Like,
definitely
like
not.
no one was like it. These vastly different. Like I forget what word you used to describe the fight. I think it was like either like trash or clown, something like that. But like it's some sort of adjective like that. AJ Ruiz was not that. I just want to even before the fight when we thought AJ would still win, it was looked at vastly different than this fight.
The people who knew something
worst.
knew Ruiz had.
This is the worst fight of the year.
Yeah.
Easily. This is the worst fight of the year. Without a doubt. Because not only is Fury regarded by some as the best heavyweight, but he's universally regarded as one of the best defensive boxers on the planet. And he's out there fighting top 100 fucking heavyweights. Like, that's trash. God.
He is the WBO Intercontinental Champion, Matt. He is number 2 with the WBO. I think you need to put a little bit of respect on his name.
You disrespect boxing, you piece of shit!
But moving on, because I don't think we can rant and shit on this fight anymore, honestly, unless you guys have other things to shit on.
Yeah, one thing. Fu said he's been going around saying to be number 1, you have to beat me, which is actually correct if you go by the Ring Magazine rankings, but not if you go by the Mixed Combat Radio rankings.
The Mixed Combat Radio rankings are better, honestly.
They are far better.
Far better.
Come on, without doubt.
Even though our number 1, I say our, let me air quote it, but got beat by.
He didn't. He didn't get beat.
He didn't. He does not have a loss.
You cannot still undefeated.
That's just.
I what
okay,
I want.
I want to clear the air on one thing.
Whoa, hold on. I was about to see Wilder fanboy Fu out here. I'm hyped.
No, but you can't say that, quote unquote, Wilder lost to Fury. Like, it's equally.
Fucking since it happened.
It's equal. I understand. Look, I had him.
This is great banter.
I had him losing on the scorecards.
Really?
But neither one has a loss against each other. Right? But Wilder fans who say, well, he should have been knocked out, so he beat Fury, right? And then the Fury fans who are like, oh, well, he should have won because obviously he put on a clinic. Neither one lost the fight. It was a draw. Like, you cannot sit there and claim one is over the other because of a draw.
Dare you?
I can sit here in my own fucking house and say what I want. This is my house.
I'm a man. I'm 40.
It's my house.
But that's a rubbish argument. You can't say he should have been knocked out. He didn't get knocked out. Or if he did, he still got up.
It's less of a rubbish argument to say that
no.
Let
me jump in here. Let me tag him. Just that is rubbish to say like, oh, he should have got knocked out. It is because he didn't. Just like it is rubbish to say that he beat Wilder because he didn't beat Wilder.
Should have got a decision because he clearly won the fight. That's
that's your opinion that he clearly won the fight.
All right.
I didn't score it for Fury.
Yeah, because you are the show's Wilder fanboy. You are the one that makes him the number 1 heavyweight on our fucking website.
Because he is. Before AJ lost, AJ was number 1. AJ lost, and that changed the entire top 4 of the heavyweight division. It did. All of a sudden, Ruiz went from top 15, arguably, to top 5. He needed to be there. So, yeah, there was going to be a mix-up the week after that fight. And yes, the guy that is still champion the longest, that has some good wins, some credible wins against top 10 and top 15 opposition.
Oh, wait. Name them. Name those top 10 and 15 opponents.
You that guy in the comment section? It's easy. It's Luis Ortiz and Dominic Brazil.
Oh, the fucking ream of fucking endless names you just come out with.
Yeah.
The 2 fucking top 10 heavyweights on his resume.
Look, I'm not saying he has a better resume than AJ, but AJ lost, my homie. Like, it's okay.
No, I know. I'm
And
not
Fury,
saying that's
Fury, in my opinion, doesn't have a better resume. It's close. But that Klitschko win was so trash, in my opinion. Like, that was such a bad win. So, like, I don't count that the same way that, like, I count the AJ win over Klitschko. I count the AJ win over Klitschko far more, even though that was 2 years after, and Klitschko's coming off the loss. The way he did it was far more impressive.
Fury ended like the 12-year reign. Whether he'd done it in great fashion or what, he did it. He outboxed the guy.
That's true. He did it. And when he beat Klitschko, he was number 1 in the division. Then he went, a little bender, who came out of that as fought Safaris and beaten that level of opposition and had a draw with Wilder. So can he really be number 1? No. AJ just lost. I'm not going to give it to Ruiz because I want to see the rematch first before I give him number 1 status. I can't do that personally. But hey, you know what, Rob? Like I've said, you are secretary of the ranking committee. So at any point, you can put in your rankings, and that could upset the apple cart because your scores, in a sense, would change the equation. Would change the tabulation of.
I'll log on now, have a little fiddle around, and see what I can do.
No, does not do that because you don't know how to do the website. Make your own list. I will adjust the score. Just Fu. You didn't make
fucking website goes down.
Fu, if you want, oh Jesus Christ, Fu, if you want to make your top 15 for each division, go for it, and I'll count yours as well. This is a very simple rule here, guys. This is how the committee works.
We already know there's no point me making my list now because there's 2 fucking Wilder fanboys gonna outvote me, isn't it?
And Rob's will be like Joshua number 1.
It would not. Come on.
Who would it be then? Who's your number 1 heavyweight then?
Fury?
Fury.
I'm not mad at Tyson Fury.
No, I am. I am mad. He's beaten.
He doesn't have a belt.
Look who he's beaten since his comeback. It's been
you
no
stack
one.
Up the last 4 fights of Fury and last 4 fights of Wilder, it's not even close to level of competition.
Anyways,
Fine.
But yes, let's say Tyson Fury is the best heavyweight off a fucking draw. Yeah, woohoo. We got knocked down twice. Yeah. No, let him get a win. Let him actually get a win. And get a one that's relevant in 2019.
You can't say he lost. He got knocked down twice. That's not how
I didn't say he lost.
He said he got. Well, you can't say.
I say he didn't win. He got knocked down twice, even. Like, you can't say he won. You can't say he's the best heavyweight.
That's not how boxing works, though, is it? He got knocked down.
I love that. I'm now a Deontay Wilder fanboy.
Hold on. What do you mean that's not how boxing works, Rob? If you don't win the big fight and you get knocked down in that big fight numerous times, guess what? I'm not gonna count you as the guy now in the division. That's not how that works. That's exactly how fucking boxing works, Rob.
No, that's not how you score boxing.
I didn't say that's how I scored the fight, Rob. Did I say that's how I scored the fight?
Uh-oh.
No.
Fire in the hole.
Jesus Christ, Rob. Go back to our fucking post-fight show. It's very easy. We went down it. We went down the scorecards, Rob. You remember that?
No, because you were working elsewhere at the time and I had already left.
No, we did a show.
You did a show.
No, we did a show. You're forgetting. Maybe it was a couple weeks after, but we definitely went down our scorecards on a show together, Rob. We definitely did that.
I can't remember, but
digressing, Fury ain't the number 1 heavyweight, and this fight is the worst fight on the entire schedule this year. The entire schedule. Worst fight of the year.
When you're the number 1 heavyweight, you can fight who you want.
That's why Wilder's fighting Ortiz on pay-per-view.
Kaz, shock. Wilder won. Schooling, Matt.
Yo, give him a round of applause for that comeback. Matt, that was great. That was a great comeback.
The funny part is I totally have just taken what Rob does and just reversed it on him because Rob makes that same flip all the time for jokes.
I don't know what happened. What happened?
That is the number 1 heavyweight can do what he wants. I'm like, Wilder can't do that. You do that flip all the time. I just swagger jacked you. It's okay.
I missed it.
It's all right. It's all right. But digressing though, Solomon Pereira, Jesse Hart. Rob, I think we might disagree a little bit there as well. I think Jesse Hart is the more varied boxer. I think he should fill out in this division better than 168 in my opinion. And like you said, Barrera has sort of stayed stagnant throughout his career. And on top of that, he has made mentions of hanging it up soon. So it just seems like Jesse Hart has a little bit more gas in the tank career-wise. And I do like his style more than I like Barrera's. So I'm picking Jesse Hart. But Rob, I'll go to you obviously first since you said Barrera is who you're going for. Thoughts on this?
Yeah, I just think he's the more seasoned guy at the division. He's been in. I want to say in with maybe bigger names. Maybe he's lost to them. Like who was it? Obviously Ward and Bivol, but he's been in some bigger fights, I think. But yeah, no, I just think he's more comfortable at the weight. Yeah, I don't know. I'm just concerned Jesse Hart moving up to the division, and I'm sure, like you say, he'll probably fill out fine. But I think Barrera might just edge it. Foo, as Matt's not even interested in being the A mic right now.
I mean, the thing is, like you said, like Barrera is far more battle tested against better competition. Plus, he does have a style that could just like ignore what Jesse Hart does, and Jesse Hart has a way of not really optimizing his skill set. You know what I mean? Like Jesse Hart he's one of those guys like Lamont Peterson, where like you can tell the talent is there, but he doesn't really put it together in the right way at times. But man, Barrera's is one of those guys where you can never really count on him on the big fights. I feel like neither you can Jesse Hart either, to be honest, at this point in time. But that's why I like this fight. It's a crossroads fight. The winner of this fight is obviously still relevant. It still probably gets a big fight against one of the ESPN light heavyweight champions at this moment, which are most of them. The only one they don't have is Bivol, right? And I think the loser probably either not really retires, but maybe goes on the back burner, maybe goes off TV. I don't know, but if it's Jesse Hart losing, I can see him going off TV. If it's Barrera, I could see him retiring. Fu?
Yeah, I mean, Hart had the two really close fights, right, against Gilberto Ramirez recently.
Second fight was
and
more
I actually had him
definitive.
up in the second one, right? Or kind of at one point, didn't you? Was the first one you had him up before his arm got hurt, right?
Yep.
Yeah. So Hart's obviously very talented, but he has this thing where, like, I don't know, he never finishes the job. Like he's up on the cards, but then he somehow loses to a man who only has one arm, letting him come back and take like all the late rounds, so Barrera's obviously got the experience, like Rob said, older fighter. I still am going to go for Hart in this because I think talent wise, he should be able to pull this out, and Barrera's older. But it's a kind of like a 50-50, like you said, crossroads fight. But I think Hart will take it. I think Barrera's, he's washed.
Yeah, it's a fun fight. I do like it. Michaela Mayer is also on the card against Elizabeth Crespo. She should win easy. Crespo has nothing on her resume of note, has never beaten anyone with any sort of decent resume, and has some key losses. Mayer should win this one in another sort of build-up fight for Mayer. And I'm ready for her to take the competition jump. She needs it. And honestly, I think lightweight is more open than what we previously thought. I think we all thought Katie Taylor was supremely above everyone in this division, and then Dafon Posoon came in and just kind of erased that thought. I think the gap between Mayer and potentially some of these other top lightweights is not as far as, let's say, some of the people within Top Rank think, and that's why they're moving her so slow. I think they can start moving her far more rapidly in this division. Fu, I know you're a fan of Mayer. Your thoughts on this matchup?
Yeah, like you said, easy matchup for Mayer. She should win this pretty easily. What I need really to see from Mayer is her not being so hittable. In her last few fights, she's really kind of taken some punishment. She's won them all, obviously, but she needs to really work on her defense. She's got good power. She's obviously very talented, but when she steps up in level of competition, she needs to be less hittable. She needs to work on like what Shields put on display against Hammer. Like, that was wonderful defense, and that's what we're not seeing out of like Katie Taylor. We didn't see that right there. Rob left us.
Oh wow.
Sorry, Rob. I'm not shitting on Taylor, bro. Come back.
That PTSD is real, man. I'm telling you.
Damn. I feel like I'm gonna turn like the resident UK hater, but I'm not. I'm just trying to be real with everyone.
Hey,
Taylor.
Look, I need someone else to be a UK hater to take the heat off my back. Sorry, UK guys in the chat. I love you. Nija, all of you guys, I love you, but nah, I can't. What the hell is my light doing? Just turning on by itself. I think there's a fucking ghost in here.
Yeah, we need to see better defense. We need to see that out of Mayer. We need to see her to step up.
Oh, Rob, you blessed us with your presence. Where did you go?
Welcome back.
I don't even know. I tried to share Mayer's opponent's box rec picture, and it just made the hangout stop.
No, don't share that picture.
Have you seen it? God damn.
Like when somebody like tries to pose for like Tinder, but like it's in a crummy apartment and it's on a crummy phone, and
you're wearing boxing gloves,
and you know what? You're not pulling that pose off. Yep, and also the lighting's bad.
Wait, is this a Mayer pose?
No. Her opponent. Like,
oh, okay, I gotta see this.
It needs to be a professional photo there. But I'll be honest, a lot of box rec photos are trash. Yeah. I think they do that on purpose. And let's be honest, knowing a little bit about what's his name? I'm forgetting his name.
I don't know.
Gray Johnson.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Like he's kind of a character. They probably do that on purpose. They probably find the worst, weirdest pictures of people and make them the box rec profile picture. I'm just saying, because that's something that I would do. But digressing, Mayer. I know Fu was saying a sonnet about her or something.
Yeah. It was a haiku.
Is it a haiku?
No,
haikus are classy.
Get the defense going. She's got the other stuff. Just work on the defense.
If anyone listened to Eddie Hearn's latest podcast, No Passion, was it No Passion, No Point? Katie Taylor actually mentioned Mayer's name. So Matt's laughing. Passing on information.
No, I just love the full-on plug, right, Fu? Come on, like
that was an absolute fantastic podcast. I am with Rob on that, but it is the plug. Yeah, I see what you're saying.
Like he went like, oh, not like just Eddie Hearn podcast. He was like, oh, in the passion and the fury. Like he was like reading off like an ad that Eddie wrote him. It was great.
Sorry.
Whatever you said, I don't know what you said after that. Like you said like a tagline for like the podcast or whatever.
That's what it's called.
Yeah, exactly. But it was
you mentioned where we got the information for the PBC podcast. You're just showing your colors now.
Let me have a joke, Rob. Okay.
I'm just joking.
It's great banter, it really is. But digressing.
No point. Check it out, iTunes.
Hit the like button, share the show, give a review.
Yeah, leave Eddie a 5-star review.
Leave my cousin a 5-star review. Digressing. Andy Vence is also on the undercard against Albert Bell. Whatever. But Andy Vence is a good prospect, so I do want to see what he's doing. He's sort of, I feel like, been under the radar recently. Always been under the radar, but more so recently. The rest of the undercard, you don't need to watch, guys. I'm helping you out. Like, if there's a crazy knockout, guess what? It's going to be on social media. Don't have to watch bad boxing. Don't. There's a lot of boxing on this weekend that we can watch. Don't have to watch some of these undercard fights.
There's a couple of, just so people know, Tyson Fury's sparring partners. I think it's Sonny Conto, who's apparently a good, decent amateur. But he's got a fight. And I think he's Italian guy, I forget his name. And also Isaac Lowe, who seems to be going everywhere Fury goes. You get me a fight, I'll get you a fight on my card kind of thing. So, yeah. But, yeah, I won't be watching it. So, good luck to all of them. I hope they all come out healthy.
Yep.
And, yeah. Hit me up if anything funny happens.
Yeah, because I won't be watching them. Couple other small cards of brief mention I will make. A Ring TV card on June 13th, which I believe was that tomorrow? That's tomorrow. That's tomorrow.
Yeah.
Sinisa Estrada, headlining. Always worth seeing her fight. Really talented female boxer. There's a ThompsonBoxing.com card with some guys I've honestly I don't think ever heard of. Just being honest about it.
These cards of note for everybody.
These are the small ones of note. Just want a quick mention. And there's a non-televised card, but it's a great hardcore name. Artem Dalikin, the WBA, I think, regular flyweight champion. Guys like 10-0, 12-0 phenom. He's fighting in Ukraine. The fight's not televised. Find a stream. If you can't find a stream, hit me up. I'll help you out. Wink, wink, nudge, nudge. But digressing back to cards, more of note, ESPN Plus also on the same day as Tyson Fury. Schwarz Saturday, but obviously earlier in the day in the U.S., primetime in the UK. Josh Warrington defending his title against his mandatory challenger, Kid Galahad, in probably the best fight of the weekend. Right? I mean, that's a safe... Nah. Oh, that door goes to Beatty fight. We'll get to that in a second. No, that's a good one. Come on. But Warrington Galahad at least has, I think, possibly the best name on it in Warrington. In terms of like pound for pound status, he's the top 30 pound for pound guy probably in Josh Warrington. I think this fight's gonna be far easier than some are thinking. Even Rob, I think Kid Galahad, while being a decent boxer all around, like one of those guys that is like a B in everything, like he is good in every category. But I see nothing special about him. I see nothing great. I see nothing that really elevates his game the way I do Warrington's aggression and cardio. That elevates his game when he doesn't have the power and other things to do it. I don't see Galahad having that yet. I think Warrington's going to overwhelm him with volume and pressure, as he always does, even potentially hurt him. But it should be a fun fight because Galahad is a guy that I think will be stuck in the pocket with Warrington and will have to exchange with him. And either he wins out that sort of firefight, and we find out Galahad's a better technical boxer in the pocket, has more power than we thought. Some other things we just don't know yet. I think Warrington's going to show out to just be a better guy. His level of competition in the last year has just been tremendous. I think he will continue that, beating Kid Galahad. Props to at least Warrington being one of the few guys in this division fighting really good competition. Shout out to him. Fun fight. Can't wait to see it. Rob, your thoughts?
Yeah, I kind of agree. I just think Galahad is a lot better than you think, and I think he's going to make this potentially like tricky for Warrington.
I have a question for you because you've said that a lot. I don't think I've really asked you why you think that. Like, what do you see in Galahad that you think I don't see in him? If that's the best way to put it.
I just think he's technically
like he's really sound. Like you think he's more of like that Mikey Garcia type, or like that
kind of, yeah. But
the fundamentals are just so clean.
Yeah, and I also feel like sometimes like he sort of boxes to the level of competition, and I think he's a very tricky customer. I think he's going to make it. I think this is going to be like a real different look for Warrington. But that being said, I just feel the only way Galahad does come away with this if he does cope with the pressure that Warrington's going to bring, and that's my only question mark over it: is can Galahad deal with that sort of onslaught and that relentless kind of come forward aggression? And if he can, I think he stands an outstanding chance, because I think he is kind of the sleeper kind of in this fight that people are just like, oh, Warrington, yeah, he look how he done against Selby, look what he done to Frampton. But I think Galahad is especially pretty good defensively, and he's just going to make it awkward, I think.
It's not because he's Cousin Eddie's fighter.
No.
Okay. I'll do anything to make that joke over and over again on this show. I hope you know that, Rob.
Right. People already think it.
Hey, it's okay. People think I'm a PBC Wilder fanboy. I mean, it might be true. Who knows? Fu. Warrington Galahad. Your thoughts? I think, Rob, correct me if I'm wrong, your pick was still Warrington, but you think Galahad's going to make it a much tougher fight than what I think, but you're still picking Warrington?
I'll go.
Or are you
I'm really torn on it.
you pulling a foo?
No, I'm not.
Get on that fence.
No, I'll say Warrington does come out on top.
Okay.
In a close points decision.
Okay. Foo, your thoughts, Warrington Galahad, your breakdown.
Warrington should dominate this fight for me. To me, Warrington is the number one for me at the weight class. I know we say Leo's probably more accomplished or is more accomplished.
More longevity.
I think Warrington, though, to me is the top 126 right now. I don't think Galahad's going to give him too much trouble. I mean, obviously Galahad has a lot going for him, but to me, Warrington's just his pressure is amazing. We've seen it in all his most recent fights, just how he's just relentless, man. And Galahad has not looked good in his last probably 2 to 3 fights, really. So I think Warrington's going to win this by decision, maybe a late stoppage, but I think he'll take a clear decision against Galahad. And then hopefully we can see him in a fight against a Santa Cruz or Gary Russell Jr. or something, because I would love to see just how good Warrington really is against those other guys.
Agreed. I think maybe a Warrington Valdez fight's possible, obviously. Warrington. What? By the way, he already fought Frampton.
No, Valdez Frampton.
Well, I know that one's first in sort of the Barbarians. I'm just saying, on the foreseeable future, whatever, down the line, the next 12 to 18 months, some names he could fight. Oscar Valdez is in that list, obviously.
Or a Frampton rematch when Frampton beats Valdez.
Oh my God, get out of here. Warrington was getting him hurt over and over again. I will give Valdez this. He is not the greatest boxer in the world, but he does have some power. I would be concerned about Frampton winning that fight. That's not an easy pick. Digressing, though. Do we have to talk about this undercard? Can we move on?
I mean, I don't think anyone's concerned with this undercard.
Rob?
Do what you want.
If you want to talk about James Metcalf versus Jason Wilborn, Lyndon Arthur, who's a decent prospect at light heavyweight, versus some guy. There's some undefeated prospects I really haven't heard of, I'll be honest.
I mean, some Americans might remember the name Jason Wilborn. He fought Jarrett Hurd on the
Wilder Fury undercard.
That's right, yeah. Gave it a really good go while it lasted. He went over there 20-1 shot that he was or whatever, and done what a 20-1 shot should do. Go out and give it your all, and if you come up short, you can't have any regrets. But no, that should be a fun fight. We can. If you've got other topics, we can move on quickly.
We do have obviously the World Boxing Super Series doubleheader, the cruiserweight semifinal. Yeah, semifinal. Mm-hmm. 2 really good fights, honestly. I think the quarterfinals were sort of fights that no one cared about, all tune-ups in sort of the wake of the Usyk destruction. These semifinal matchups, I think, are at least some good matchups to sort of clarify the sort of wreckage of the cruiserweight division post Usyk's departure of it. Britas Kawaki, Dorticos, Tabiti. Those are 2 very solid fights. Dorticos versus Tabiti is going to be a fight where we finally, I think, find out how good Andrew Tabiti is. Because if he isn't that good, Dorticos might be the guy to just bulldoze him and beat him up in a way that could be really damaging. Britas Kawaki is, I think, just a fun back-and-forth affair between 2 Eastern European fighters. Both guys really sneaky styles, too. I'm all in favor of both these fights. I think Britas pulls out the win. I think Tabiti pulls out the win slightly. But these are pick 'em fights, in my opinion. If any of you pick Kawaki and Dorticos, I'm not going to argue that at all.
Well, I think there'll definitely be a knockout in the Dorticos Tabiti fight. I think there'll be a stoppage. And I might lean Dorticos in that one. And Britas, who arguably not beat Usyk, but could have got a draw in that World Boxing Super Series last time.
Definitely probably gave him his toughest fight.
Yeah, it was a real tight fight. I think if I remember, no, I think I even did give it a Breedis by a round against Usyk. But that was
You did, remember, because you were on the whole like, oh, Usyk is trash because I thought Breedis beat him for like a year and a half until Tony Bellew got iced, and then you finally stopped saying that. It was great. Just want to remind you.
Got iced despite being behind on the cards. Very good performance by Usyk.
He knocked out Tony Bellew cold.
That's what
So
I
yeah,
said. That's what I just said.
Yep, it's a great performance.
Thanks for repeating. But yeah, I'll go with Breedis on this one over Glowacki. So yeah, Dorticos and Breedis. Food don't give a shit.
I'm gonna take Breedis and then Tabiti. I think Tabiti is fantastic talent at the weight. Very fast hands, good power. So let's see. I think he'll beat Dorticos. I think he's got a good chance of winning the whole thing. But I said that when they first announced him in there, I was hoping that Tabiti would take the shot at getting into one of these things and proving how good he was. So I think it'll be a good card. These two fights are actually really good fights.
Mm-hmm.
So like I said, there's some good fights on some really bad cards, and these are two of the really good fights. So
yeah, even though like this tournament means absolutely nothing, honestly, like other than just anointing the best cruiserweight that isn't named Usyk and Murat Gassiev, these are really fun fights, and like similar to like a not in the same way, not a 1-to-1 analog because it isn't, but like Barrera Hart, like that's a fun fight. Like that's a good matchup. It's competitive. Like I will always watch those. It's when the A sides fight, borderline top 50 guys. It's when we have a bunch of no names on the undercard that I start tuning out, to be honest. But digressing, there's not really anything else on this card of note other than those two top fights. So definitely tune in to watch those on DAZN. It's over in Latvia, by the way, over in Breedis' home country. He has a lot of pull, I feel like. His benefactors or oligarchs over there in Latvia have a lot of pull with the Boxing Super Series. Wasn't the Usyk Breedis fight in Latvia too?
Yep, because Usyk won everything
And
from home, right?
Yep. Damn. Shout out to Breedis, man, having that pull. Moving on, unless anyone else has any other points.